Hi all, welcome back for a continuing conversation on our series on S/4HANA transformations as part of INNOVERV Unplugged. In this episode, we talk about how to safeguard these S/4HANA projects. Well, we all know 7 out of 10 S/4HANA projects in the industry today struggle in one form or the other. These are not easy programs at all. However, there are things that we can do to hopefully make them a slightly easier ride. When you are doing a heart and lung operation on any organization, it's not going to be painless. It's a question of how can you prepare better, look out for the right things and make sure the plane lands on time, if I'm mixing my metaphors. I've got the same dream team of Amar, Vandana and Edwin back here to discuss how do we keep S/4HANA projects safe across Europe and in the US. With Vandana, you are hardly likely to get a more distinguished team on this. Maybe start with you, Edwin. I mean, you've been part of these mega monster projects several times in your career. What would be your advice to a business leader or a finance leader who's currently sitting on listening to this and thinking, should I not? Should I wait? Do I have to do this? What's your learning and what would be your advice on the 2, 3, 4 things, whatever you think appropriate, that he or she should be thinking about?
Yeah, this is really an excellent question, Partha. Thank you for that. And reflecting a little bit on the programs where I was on, 3 things come into my mind which are very important to get in place. I think first of all it starts with executive alignment and executive sponsorships. When we talk about digital enabled transformations, we still talk about business transformations. So there's an involvement of finance, there's an involvement of IT, and there's an involvement, of course, of the business. So really make sure that at top level, the parties are really aligned on what needs to happen and who's owning and sponsoring which part of the program. Don't let that in the middle. I think secondly, what I really believe is important, take your time to get ready. So normally, I think the experience is somewhere between 8 and 30 months to really understand, and we discussed it in previous episodes, what do we now really want to achieve? What is the narrative? How does it link in with the strategy? Is there a value case and business case? How does it look? How will the future architecture look? How will the change look? So really take time to get ready and to get all the right building blocks in place before getting started. And lastly, and that is maybe a little bit underestimated, but I really believe that's the key success for success, make sure you get the A team in place, not only internal, but also with the external parties where you work with. And not per definition the big names, but you really need to work with people who done it, who understand it, and who really know how to navigate through such a complex program. That would be my first thinking, Partha, on your question.
Very clear. As always, Edwin, 3 great things: align the executives, be clear on the purpose, get ready, and then have the A team. I've heard you say that before to me many times, including when you were challenging me. So that's the rule book. Vandana, how is it for you? What would you say?
Everything what he said is spot on, right? It is all you need, and you not have to align your executives once, you have to do that multiple times. You have to remind everyone that this is for them, to remind the executives, you have to remind the people around you that this is happening because there's a value behind it. And also A team, yes, you aspire to get A team, but sometimes it's not easy to get A team. These people are not just hanging around in the streets which you can pluck and say, okay, can you be part of my team? No, and it has been challenging for me to find those right people, and it's very few people get fortunate with the right teams to be with them to do everything. There are many times you have to turn over people just to find that somewhat of a B+ team to get work done. You aspire towards your goal, but you don't find the right people all the time. So everything is aspirational, but you don't get the right things lined. And as I said, then if you have everything all aligned, it is the change which becomes harder, because now people are not used to it. So how do you make sure people are embracing this right on from the get-go, that They have to be part of it. They are the solution. They don't have to be part of the problem, but they have to be the solution. So everything makes sense, but it has to be done with the entire cohort, with the entire army. You cannot run a project all alone because no one will buy it, no one will use it. You will move on with your train, but these people have to remain on the ground to use it. So I would say that is how it should be done.
Very, very interesting. I guess, Amar, as a technologist and as a CIO, does that resonate?
Absolutely, Partha, and I guess everybody expects as a technologist to say what can technology bring for the successful, but actually I have a different point of view. It's not about technology we talked about, it's about people, process, data, we spoke at length. I believe, as Vandana and Edwin said, it's all about change management. If you do not embed change management from the get-go of the project and not do it like a tick in the box, which normally it's seen as an afterthought, or let's do some change management, we will definitely fail. So that's one aspect to look at. Now, every organization is moving towards a consumer-centric organization, right? Especially in the consumer goods sector, you're looking at consumer centricity. So we need to bring those consumer-focused approach to these transformations. So we need to bring in user adoption. We need to bring in digital adoption techniques. We need to bring in NPS-driven experience management. These are some of the key things which will help in driving the adoption, which in the end is the success story. So, you cannot. As technologists, we always tell the finance leaders, adopt, don't adapt. It's a significant way to the change to the new to ways of working. It can't succeed if we don't have a world-class change management.
Excellent. I mean, look, there are no easy answers, but these programs do take a lot to pull them through. But three of you have been brilliant, right? Align the organization, manage the change, carry people with you, get the right team, as Edwin said, be clear on the end state architecture, right? Good, excellent. Look, that's our session on safeguarding S/4HANA implementations in this continuing season, where we talk about how to achieve value from your investments in S/4HANA. Thank you.